If you love a good management sim challenge, then this might be the game for you. Go-Go Town sees you step into the shoes of the mayor of a rundown town in a cute and quirky management simulation game. In this video, we'll be taking a first sip of this early access game, giving an overview of what the game is currently like and what we can expect as it makes its way to full release. This is something we do regularly here at the Indie Brew, so make sure to subscribe for more indie game content. Without further ado, let's take a sip of this early access game. Go-Go Town has one of those stories that doesn't really heavily impact the gameplay, but still provides some solid context and interesting lore to the game. The game starts with you being shipped in a duffel bag as the new mayor of Go-Go Town. Your boss, who you only communicate with via phone calls, gives you some vague instructions before handing you off to his Secret Service looking staff to give you the rundown on how to be a mayor. As you progress, you'll regularly receive phone calls from the boss, usually just to tell you that you've made some progression in the game and can now unlock new tech. There are some hidden secret files you can find throughout the game, indicating that there's likely a long game story woven in, but these are pretty optional to interact with and could go completely unnoticed. The story is one that is enough to give you context and doesn't really affect the gameplay, but it will be interesting to see if the story side of the game continues to develop as the game does, as there's definitely potential for a whole side plot moment in the game. The gameplay of Go-Go Town is where this game really shines. As mayor, it's up to you to build your town from literally nothing up to a bustling town that is profitable. The game incorporates some classic resource management elements, with you needing to collect resources to build shops, houses for your residents, and decoration items too. There's 4 different resource zones: industry, aka mining, which sees you produce stone and metal type products; forestry, which sees you produce wood-based products; farming, which sees you produce produce and animal products; and fishing, which gives you different types of fish and crabs. To make the town profitable, you need to build some shops with a range of different fit-out options to choose from. Each different type of shop produces different products and requires different resources to run, so you do need to ensure you can actually stock your shops too. Shops also need people to work in them, which you can source from your town's residents. To get residents for your town, you need to ensure you meet each specific town person's requirements, which can vary from having a certain shop type in your town to straight cold hard cash. Once they've agreed to join, you need to make sure they've got somewhere to live before you can set them to work, so you'll need to ensure you have adequate housing options too. The build mode is pretty thorough in the game, allowing you to place different buildings and items, and also giving you a bunch of terraforming options too, so you can totally customize your town. You are limited on how many of each building or item you can construct, so you'll need to be mindful about how you use them, but later on there are other options to purchase more of each item or building. Your town's progression is locked behind a tech tree that you can purchase upgrades for with eco points, which are earned by making your town visitors happy. There's currently 9 different tiers of tech to unlock, with each tier needing you to hit a certain town ranking and complete a challenge set for you by your boss before you can access what's in that tier. As you progress, you'll unlock automation options like courier services and council workers to help make running the town smoother, but don't you worry, as you grow there will be plenty more for you to do. One of my favourite parts of the game is the different vehicles you can choose to commandeer to get around the town, with some fun options in there to find scattered throughout the landscape. I will say that the first couple of tiers of the game are a bit of a grind to get through. The day progression feels achingly slow at times, and there's no option to skip through the night or speed up time, so particularly in those earlier days you'll probably spend a bit of time just waiting for your town rank to get better or for eco points or coins to accumulate. That being said, the game is very easy to sink a lot of time into. Once you get past the initial grindy point, there's a lot to do and you can progress pretty quickly through the ranks. The automation options really give you a lot of choices as to how to run the town, and the different shop options you unlock really push you to use all the new items and tech that you can. Go-Go Town is definitely a game with some solid management gameplay, and I can't wait to see what else is added into the game as it develops. Go-Go Town has a pretty fun and colourful design style. The characters are all quirky, and there's a huge range of customization options for your characters that you can unlock throughout the game. The soundtrack of the game is a whole vibe, providing an interesting soundscape to build to that's the right mix of chaotic but also chill. Overall, the design is done really well and definitely captures the cozy but chaotic vibe of the game. Go-Go Town have got a pretty detailed roadmap out already for the development of the game for the rest of 2024. There's a vehicle theme update scheduled for July that adds new vehicles, vehicles with tools and trailers to the game, Following that, there's also a top secret crossover update planned for September that adds new recipes, clothing, a vehicle, and some decorations. And there's even another update planned for November titled the Industrial Dawn that we'll get some more details on closer to the update. There's definitely a lot of features planned for the game in the next few months, which is really exciting to see. Go-Go Town is a really fun, chaotic management sim game that is easy to lose a lot of time to. The game already feels really fleshed out with enough content to keep you going for at least 10 hours, and with so much more planned, this is a game that will continue to get better and better as it develops. For a first sip, I can pretty confidently say that this is a game worth purchasing now, and I would expect the price point to go up with each update, so this is one to jump on early to get the most bang for your buck. Go-Go Town is available in early access now on Steam. You can find the link in the description below. And that is a wrap on this first sip. Will you be playing Go-Go Town? Let us know in the comments below, and click here for more indie game recommendations. Until next time, stay caffeinated.